Shadowson here. Welcome back to my channel. So I am doing the answers to RavenFlowers tag. It's 22 questions. The questions will be below, and I'm super excited to do this. I have seen tons of videos on this, and it's fantastic, and I encourage everybody who has not done it to do it. It's the 2022 Witchy tag. If you would like to participate, you type in the hashtag RF2022 tag. So let's get into it. If you see my hand moving or anything, that's me reading. So the question 1 is New Year's resolutions. Do you believe in them? I used to believe in them, and now I just honestly can't really be bothered to do them. I feel like the new year, like calendar-wise, is just a time to reaffirm goals you've put on, like at Samhain, because I do believe that Samhain is the witch's new year, but I don't really do New Year's resolutions. Question 2 is why or why not. Essentially, what I just stated above is why. I think that it's just a reaffirming time, but don't really think New Year's resolutions are a thing for me personally. Question 3 is what is your favorite colors, or what are your favorite colors? I love purple. I think purple is just a fantastic color. I also like black, and I also like blue in some shades, but I absolutely love purple, hands down. Question 4 is does your favorite color hold magical or emotional meaning for you? Absolutely. I love color magic. So purple is all about empowerment, spirituality. I feel like it just makes me feel happy and centered and just very present. So yeah, I really do love it. It just makes me feel, like I said, happy. It also makes me feel just like, I don't know, I just feel like it just makes me feel very bright and positive. Number 5 is do you use substances for divination or meditation, flying oils, herbs, or alcohol? I do not. Something I've considered, but I do not. Why or why not is question number 6. It hasn't really occurred to me at this point. Something I've looked into, but it's something I might look into in the future. I don't know. I think it's a very sacred thing, so I want to do that with respect. So that's my biggest thing. Question 7 is what is your favorite part of your practice? I love all things about my practice. I would say spell crafting, writing like in my texts, like book shadows, grimoire, that sort of thing. I love meditation and divination and spirit communication. So I love everything about my practice generally. But if I had to pick 1 or 2 things, it would be those things. Number 8 is what is the least favorite part of your practice? Cleaning. I just getting rid of things, putting things away, or just cleaning in general is just agitating. Number 9, how do you feel your practice has grown over time? I feel like my practice has definitely changed. Still identify as Wiccan, but I feel like my practice has been more refined in the years, or over the years, and I find that it's more refined in what I believe, but also from the very beginning it's been very intuitive within the framework of Wicca, but in the sense that like I went from doing ritual more often to less often, and now it's like somewhere in this middle ground where I do rituals for various things such as esbets or sabbats, or I might do rituals for major spells, vanishing or bindings or something, but I may not do it for other like, more like low-key folk magic based workings. It kind of just depends. I feel like it's just really, like I said, been refined, and I feel like I'm just more centered in it than I have been in the past. Number 10, is there a show or movie that inspires you? No particular movie or show. I was inspired a lot by a lot of the shows, witchy TV shows. in the early, 2000s, like Charmed, things like that. But I also like practical magic and the craft and things of that nature, the original craft. I personally, I just find inspiration in everything. So, everything from just like something that I read or something that I do. But I find that the like witchy inspiration is just entertainment, but it's also just inspiration to make me feel that way, but not like I'm taking it as factual information. Number 11, do you have a familiar? So for me, a familiar is a familiar spirit, not my pet. I have a pet and I have a familiar spirit. Won't go too deeply into that, but yeah, I definitely do have a familiar spirit. And number 12, would you recommend any YouTube channels? Oh god, too many to name. So I'm gonna name about 4 or 5. The person who started this tag, RavenFlower, I know, I think she's having some channel changes for sure, because I have seen that on her channel, but still watch her channel anyway, and her other channel, the Pirate Eye, I believe is what it's called. Jasmine Ambrosia, Lunar Wisdom, Thorn Mooney, and the Witch of Enchantment, and I'm just gonna throw it in. Also, the Sunshine State Witch. I love both of them. I love all of them. They're amazing. So highly recommend. Will do my best to put all these channels below. 13. Name something you must do for your daily for your mental/emotional well-being or for your practice. So, this kind of ties into my practice. So meditation is one of them, even if it's really short, like just breathing exercises or just standing and doing a quick grounding meditation, which leads me into the actual more practice aspects of it. Grounding, centering, shielding, visualization skills. Seriously, all the things, those are all the things that I do as part of my practice every day. And more on a more like practical note, I do a lot of tea. Like tea is big. I need to recharge a lot of the time, so for me it's listening to music as well, and just being outside as much as I can. Number 14 is what is something that you see as an can't even read today. What is something that started as an obstacle for you but can now be viewed as a blessing? Learning concepts that are really complicated was an obstacle. Things that involved understanding like the physical properties, if you will, like understanding colors and understanding certain associations, if you will, and other just key practices, gestures, sigils, and things like that. Those are an obstacle, but I learned to adapt and learn how to just manage with what I have. Number 15 is what do you prefer? YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok? As far as my channel is concerned, I don't touch Facebook. I don't like Facebook personally, but I just stick to like Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. For long form content, so like really long videos where you can deep dive into a conversation, I like YouTube. For more like if you need some bite-sized pieces, or if you need information in a very like quick manner, or you want to kind of touch on something but you don't have a lot of time to spend for one reason or another, TikTok for sure. And if you and Instagram is really good. I personally am really getting into both YouTube and TikTok, but I would recommend all three, to be honest. 16, what do you feel is missing from our witchy community? I don't feel like I've been in the community that long to really say, but if I had to see something just off observation, I would say acceptance of people's paths that might differ from one's own. So if someone practices something that is different from others, I feel like some people can, you know, not say bash on it, but just it's not their cup of tea, but they may sound a little judgmental. I also find that there's no real communication. Like, I think this tag is a really good way of doing it. I would like to see more of that. I'd love to see more of like commonalities between paths. Like, I feel like a lot of the paths within the witchcraft community have more in common than they don't. I'd love to see more of just like collaboration and people, you know, learning from one another based on what they do without, you know, making people feel a certain way. 17 is how much space do you use for your for your supplies and spell work. I try to keep it to the altar behind me, but it doesn't always work. Where I store my supplies is really something else, because I have stuff in bag, I have stuff in baskets, it's just all over the place. But for generally when I do my spell work, it's all of it is generally at my altar, so I can more or less use that space as it is. 18 is how many altars do you have in your home? I just have the one currently. I want to do more, but space considerations. 19, what is your favorite Sabbat? For me, that would be Samhain, hands down. I love just, as a solitary, I feel like it's just very, such a very solo Sabbat, but also I just feel like it just really connects me to my path, as it were. 20 is, do you prefer tarot, runes, oracle, deck, or pendulum? I started with a pendulum, so I really like using one, but I don't know enough about tarot and oracle to really use them, but I am getting into that slowly. Oracle in particular. Tarot is kind of off limits right now. I don't really have a desire to try that out yet. Number 21 is, are you out of the broom closet? I am out to the people that need to know. But I'm sort of selective about who I tell, but I'm also just, I feel like I'm sort of in the middle of out, but not fully out to everyone, is the best way I would describe it. 22, who are you going to tag in this, tag to do this video? In this video, I want to tag everybody who has not done this video. I highly recommend it. If you do, please remember to put in the hashtag RF2022 tag so people can find it. That's how I found this tag, and also just what RavenFlower was looking for. So really, really love this tag. Thank you, RavenFlower, for doing it. It's amazing. Hope to see you all in the next video, and if you like what you see, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Also, again, just try out this tag if you haven't, because it's fantastic, and I'd love to find some new people to watch. So hope all are well, and many blessings.